The Seventh-day Adventist form of governance is representative. It recognizes that authority rests in the membership and is expressed through duly elected representatives at each level of organization. Executive responsibility is delegated to representative bodies and officers for the governing of the church at each separate level. In a local church, members elect their own leaders. Delegates chosen by local churches in a conference meet together to choose leaders of the conference. Delegates chosen by the conferences meet together to choose leaders of unions. Delegates chosen by unions meet together to choose leaders of the General Conference and its divisions. These meetings of delegates are called Constituency Sessions, an event when delegates representing the member units in a church organization meet to conduct essential business for that organization. The principle of representative governance also illustrates an essential principle of authority in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The most important decisions in church structure are made by groups rather than by an individual. Every unit of church organization, local church, local conference, union conference, general conference, institutions, conducts periodic business meetings to address important matters, such as the election of leaders. A conference constituency session is governed by a set of documents called the Constitution and Bylaws. In addition to other matters of organizational life, these documents define the requirements and procedures for conducting a constituency session, including such things as 1. The frequency of constituency sessions, generally once in 4 years or once in 5 years. 2. Delegate quotas from local churches that are member units in the conference. 3. Identification of ex officio and at-large delegates, those who will be delegates by virtue of their position in institutional or Seventh-day Adventist church structure. 4. The primary agenda items for a constituency session. 5. Who shall serve as chairperson for the meetings. 6. Quorum for the meeting, the minimum number of delegates who must be present in order for official business to take place. 7. The selection and function of committees to assist the session in its business. 8. The rules for conducting the business of the session. That may be the General Conference Rules of Order or Robert's Rules of Order. Number 9. Officer and other leadership positions to be filled by election. 10. The size, composition, and authority of the Conference Executive Committee. How are delegates chosen for a constituency session? Local churches that are member units in the conference select from their membership a delegate or delegates who are thereby authorized to vote on business matters addressed by the constituency session. Delegates from local churches are selected by a local church business meeting. Each delegate must be a church member in regular standing. Church members who may be under discipline are ineligible to serve as delegates to a constituency session. Ex officio or at-large delegates generally include members of the executive committee, pastors employed in the conference, leaders of institutions serving the conference territory, and certain representatives from the union, division, or general conference. The church manual describes the duties of delegates at a conference constituency session in this way. Delegates to a conference session are not chosen to represent merely the church or conference. They should view the work as a whole, remembering their responsibility for the welfare of the worldwide work of the church. It is not permissible for church or conference delegations to organize or attempt to direct their votes as a unit, nor is it permissible for the delegates from a large church or the conference to claim preeminence in directing affairs in a conference session. Each delegate should be susceptible to the direction of the Holy Spirit and vote according to personal convictions. What does a constituency session do? The primary agenda items for a constituency session include 1. Receipt of reports from officers concerning the progress in the conference since the last constituency session. 2. Receipt of an auditor's report concerning financial reporting and policy compliance. 3. Formal admission of new churches into conference membership. 4. Election of officers and department leaders. 5. Election of an executive committee. 6. Amendments, if any, to the conference constitution and bylaws. 7. Any other item of business that may have been referred to the session by the executive committee. The conference bylaws will designate who serves as chairperson for the conference session. Ordinarily, the conference president or the president's designee serves as chairperson until such time as a new president is elected. Certain business items for the session may be addressed first by a committee appointed to perform tasks or to give more detailed consideration to an item than can be given in a large group. Here again, the bylaws will identify certain committees and their functions in connection with the session. These committees generally include 1. An organizing committee for the session, 2. A nominating committee, 3. A constitution and bylaws committee. A constituency session may finish its business in the course of a day or two. When the session is adjourned, the delegates have completed their assignment. The Conference Executive Committee functions on behalf of the constituency between sessions. The bylaws outline the authority of the Executive Committee to fill vacancies that occur in office and to generally oversee the work of the conference until the next constituency session. Under certain urgent circumstances, a special constituency session may be convened to address specific agenda items. The bylaws outline the ways in which a special constituency session may be called. This brief overview of a constituency session illustrates how the Seventh-day Adventist Church implements a representative system of governance in combination with the principle of authority in groups rather than in individuals. When delegates meeting in a constituency session conduct their business with due regard for the spiritual nature and mission of the church, the result is increased trust and confidence among the members everywhere. Trust is the most important human resource in the church.